Hey everybody, Ethan here from WordTech, back with another video for you guys, and this is a channel update, but it's also kind of a test video. Got a whole bunch of new camera equipment, which I'll talk about a little bit in the video, but I wanted to do some testing with my color grading and stuff like that, so I figured I was just going to go ahead, shoot a video, and then talk about it and talk about some of the stuff going on with the channel at the same time. So to start with the camera equipment, I have done a big upgrade because there's lots of new content to come, and so I picked up a ZCAM E2 M4, so it will shoot in 4K 60 frames per second, which is what it's shooting in right now, along with log file format, or not file format, but log format shooting, so that I can do color grading and stuff after the fact. So that should help improve video quality. So really, this is partially a test to see how the noise is and stuff like that. My other test footage that I've done internally that wasn't a published video like this one was a little noisier than I'd like, but I've done some stuff that I think will help eliminate that. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, though, yeah, ZCAM so far, first impressions are fantastic. I'm actually really happy with it. I'm excited to bring you guys more content in relation to the ZCAM because I am going to be talking about it in specific, as well as some of my new camera setup, equipment and whatnot. But so far, pretty fantastic. I've got it streaming over here actually to my iPad so that I can see what my framing's like, as well as my TV in the back. So it has a lot of interesting tools. I'm actually pretty happy with it. And shout out to Craft Computing, because he's actually the one that recommended ZCAM to me. I hadn't heard about them until he talked about it, and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty amazing. So decided to pick one up. This is replacing my old Panasonic G7, which is like 6 years old for me at this point. And that's just going to be used in my live streaming setup from here on out. I don't even think I'm going to use it as a B cam because it doesn't shoot in log, so it's going to be a lot harder to color match and stuff like that. Eventually, I'll probably get like a 6K Z cam instead of the 4K one, and then this will become the B camera or something like that. But for now, this is what we're sticking with. So to talk about channel stuff, one of the other things is I've redone the set. There's still some work to do. I've got to do some cleanup of these boxes here. This extra machine here is actually my router, and so this guy is going to be going in the server rack at some point. And I've got more videos to come on the server rack as well. I just need to do some cleanup in there, and then I've got some interesting stuff that I want to talk about in relation to that. And then my Noctua poster that I created over there obviously is going to need to be fixed, so I'm getting some glue to redo that so that it doesn't collapse the way it did. So those are just a couple of the little things coming, but then I've also got a lot of new setup stuff going on over there, so I'm going to be talking about that and doing a video on my setup once I do some extra cleanup and stuff. Not till the end of the year, but I've also got a huge desktop rig upgrade that'll be coming along, which those of you that know, it's already pretty crazy, but of course that's an important part of this channel. So that'll be getting upgraded as well, along with helping me do more editing work, right? So I'll be talking about that. Now, one of the other videos that I have coming, and this is actually going to be sooner than that, like I said, that's towards the end of the year, but sooner than that is I'm going to be talking about the fact that I have recently switched to iPhone instead of Android, which may be a big surprise to some of the people that have watched this channel for a long time, and why I'm actually happier with it. And of course, I still have all my Android phones and stuff, but I'll be talking about why I enjoy it and why I have this and an iPad and a Mac, which is not my editing machine. Cheapest Mac Mini you can buy just for a few things, but I much prefer Windows for doing any real work still. But I'll be talking about that. It should be an interesting video, I think, interesting comparison, because I didn't think I'd be wanting to switch to them anytime soon. So I was surprised that I did, and I am happier about that. So. And some of the additional content that I'll be doing on top of those other things I mentioned was I've actually got a full review of my Unified Dream Machine Pro coming. That should be an interesting video. There's been some firmware updates and stuff like that. You can see my initial impressions up here, but it should be an interesting review. And for those of you that are wondering, it is not going to be a review of the Unify controller. It is not going to be a review of Unify Protect. That is not the point of it. It's a review of the device and how it handles those things that it's supposed to do. If you need information about the controller or Protect or something else, I've got videos coming on those in the future at some point, but that's not what that one will be focused on. Now, I think the final thing I want to make this video about, it's kind of a shorter video, I know, but I want to talk about a little bit of why there's only been wordcast and you know, not as much regular content. And actually, part of that was the camera setup. I was pretty disappointed in how the camera quality looked, and I mean, a lot of the larger YouTubers and stuff like that will tell you the important thing is getting the content out there, not the image quality. I kind of disagree with that, and the reason I disagree with that is because I care about it. And so even if that's not necessarily everything that the viewer cares about, and that getting the content out there is what's going to make the channel grow, it bugged me every time I sat down to edit. And the fact that I felt like the image quality was just nowhere near as good as it really needs to be for what I'm doing. I wanted something nicer. And so I decided that I would pick up new camera gear to try and help with that. And then also just been crazy busy, but the plan is to just start doing videos anyway. I really enjoy doing this, and WordCast has come back. For those of you that have been paying attention to the channel, we have been doing more of that, and we have a better structured format for it and stuff now. So that's going to be a consistent weekly thing coming up soon. It's been mostly weekly over the last over a month now, but we missed like a week. So that's coming back, and we're going to be doing more content with that. And then I'm also going to be doing some like branding redesign, logo redesign, and stuff like that, and website redesign, a few other things along those lines, posting on social media more and stuff to try and get some conversation started about some of the stuff that we're doing here. And finally, I do still have plans to do a full custom cable sleeving for my desktop rig, and that's something that I'll be doing a video kind of tutorial on how to do it. I did the first part a while back. I'm actually not going to link that because I'm going to redo it all from scratch. I never ended up filming the other parts to kind of conclude how to do custom cable sleeving. Not as hard as you think, actually. So I'll be going into some detail on that in either one, or it might be like 2 to 3 part video. I'm not sure yet. It depends how much detail I feel like offering in it. So keep an eye out for that. That will be happening. And then obviously all my project updates, setup updates, other stuff like that are going to be coming along. So there's lots of interesting stuff to talk about, and I just wanted to make a video here. Like I said, let everybody know what's going on, and also talk a little bit about why there hasn't been as much content, and you know, how I'm bringing that back, and what's changed and whatnot. So and then of course, again, this was also a video to talk about, or to test my camera. So I hope the quality turns out as good as I want. I did a lot of prep work, but I'm by no means an expert when it comes to color grading and stuff like that. I'm still learning about shooting in log and color grading. I've got a lot of other editing stuff down, but I haven't had a camera that shoots in log for a long time, and by a long time I mean literally ever, and I've never had log footage to mess with, so this portion is new to me. So we'll see how it goes. And then obviously with a brand new camera, I don't expect my first video to have everything dialed in perfectly, but this one seems to be okay. I have it about t-stop 2.5, and then I'm rocking ISO 800, I think is what I have it set at right now. 60 frames per second, 4K, shooting in Z-Log. So we'll see how this goes. And I'll probably eventually have a full review of the ZCAM, but I'm trying to think of how I'm going to do that, because if I want to film the ZCAM, I've got to film it with the G7, but then the quality is not as good as the ZCAM, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and of course, I will see you all in the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications if you want to see our content. We do, like I said, also have WordCast, which is weekly news that we do. It's a podcast anywhere from 1 to 3 hours of weekly news. And if you're interested in watching that, definitely go check it out. We've also got that split up in parts every week because it is such a long podcast. So if you're interested in a specific topic, then you can watch just that part. And so I'd encourage you to do that if you see a topic that you're interested in our thoughts on. And then if you like it, maybe watch the entire podcast the next time around or something like that. So thank you, everybody. And of course, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video quality. Let me know what you think of the channel ideas and some of the stuff coming back, and what you'd like to see different around here. So I'll see you all in the next one.